What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's beautiful project. This is the Liberty Walk Nissan GTR, modded in by Lit. It's looking absolutely fantastic. Definitely got race car vibes, so we'll be testing it out on the racetrack today, getting it the fourth time in for the racetrack. Will it be able to beat the cars that are already on there? These were the three that were added in from the Discord competition. Is the Nissan GTR going to be better than the flying lap of 126.537 from the Hinata Moon Mark 1 special edition from Old Timer? Absolutely fantastic. Will we be able to beat that one with this insane Liberty Walk and Nissan GTR? Let's jump in. The engine in it, we'll start there because that's the screen I was on, is the V6 double overhead cam VR38 DETT with 611 factory horsepower. Absolutely incredible. As I said, this is the Nissan GTR Liberty Walk from 2016. We got it from the auction house, and well, it's all right. It's not too shabby. It's very dirty, missing a couple of panels, but it's not too bad all in all. Interior's at 58%, parts are at 60%, frames at 33, not bad at all, and the body's at 27. Obviously, we are missing a few parts, so it is what it is. But did we get a good deal for this beautiful GTR? We did. I bought it for 105,540 and can sell it straight up as it is for 114,282, making 8,742 profit before we even begin. That's more profit than we make on some cars once we've finished them. So that's pretty epic for this one today. This is what we're going to be working on. We are pitting it around the racetrack. We may send it down the drag strip as well. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you want to see this down the drag strip, or are you happy with it around the racetrack? Because we may come back to it another time. There is another build I would quite like to do as well. But let's jump into this one. Let's get it started. Let's get it over to the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. Here we are then in the car wash with the GTR. Let's get it cleaned, get all that dust and grime off of there, and see what colour we've got going in underneath. Nothing, just a plain silver. Looks quite nice. Not what we're going for today. You've already seen the thumbnail. You can see that insane livery we're going to be pitting on this beast today. It's going to look epic. So let's get in. Let's get this stripped down. Get it back on the lifter. Get ready to start putting everything back together. The GTR's up on the lifter. Let's check for that oil pan. There is an oil pan there. It took me a while to notice that, but let's get the oil drain underneath and see whether it's well looked at. It is not well looked after. That is absolutely filthy. There was quite a bit of it, though. So there we go. But let's jump in underneath and see what we got going on here. This is a four-wheel drive, so we do have front drive shafts, rear drive shafts. There should be two. There's definitely one missing. There is one missing. That's all right then. And the GTR rear end looking absolutely fantastic. So one thing we do know we need to get off is these front wheels and these front drive axles. And probably the rear. No, the rear wheels should be fine. So let's just get the front wheels, one wheel and one drive axle out, and then I'll be right back. There's the front wheel and drive axle off. We already know we are missing a few little bits, such as the other drive axle and a front wheel from there. But let's get in and get this little starter out of here. Then the main drive shaft. Obviously, we haven't got the secondary one. That one does need to be added to the shopping list. So we might actually do that now while we're here. Let's just get that bolt out of there. Change modes and add this second drive shaft to our shopping basket so we know we don't forget it. Then we'll get this gearbox out of here. This isn't a gearbox. This is a transfer case because you can't have two gearboxes on the same build. We'll also grab these front exhaust sections, and that should be enough to rip that engine out of there. So let's get it going. I forgot where I was. Let's get you back down on the ground. Go and grab the engine crane. Get it over to the Nissan and get this engine ripped out of here. Out you come. Nice and easy. And let's see what we've got going on inside this engine bay then. We've got the engine out. Is anything missing is my first start. I can see a few bits missing from the underneath, some bushings and stuff. But that is what it is. Doesn't look like there's anything missing from the engine bay. We've got two beautiful air filters. We've got a large intercooler down the front there. Radiator and single fan housing kit. Coolant reservoir, power steering reservoir, wishy-washy reservoir. Brake servo. Liquids all need to be drained from them. Then we've got the ECU is type A just there. Fuse box, I'm in the wrong mode. Let's get the lid just off of that one. The ABS pumper module, the cheeky battery just up there, and the fuel tank and fuel pump just down the bottom, which I can't reach for the moment. But it is all there. It's all complete. We just need to get some liquids drained. You know the drill by now. Right-click, additional tools, drain tools. Click and hold on the container, and it will drain all the liquids out. Now I'm going to get the rest of this underside all stripped and ready to go. Then when we come back, it'll be time to sort out this beautiful bodywork. That's everything repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back on our beautiful Liberty Walk GTR. But now we need to sort all of this bodywork out. Let's just start tearing it off. There goes the front bumper. Beautiful fenders off there. Off with the hood and that wonderful headlight. Windshield out you come. What else we got? Car part 3. You are the side skirts and rear fenders. No door or window or mirrors on there. No rear quarter panel. Do have a rear bumper, spoiler, and trunk on there. Rear window. Anything down here? No, no, no. That's definitely a part. We've already figured that out. Body window. And the right door, left door even. I know what side of things we are on. That looks to be everything that I can see visibly. Let's have a quick tour around. Make sure we can't see anything obvious. Did I miss that? I didn't. Let's jump in and grab this interior. These obviously are the GTR seats, and they will be going back in it along with that wonderful GTR steering wheel. But have we got everything? That's not the screen I want. That's the screen I want. 1% on there and nothing showing up on there. So we have the frame is at 33%, and we bought it for a little over 105,000. So I've got the feeling this is going to cost a little bit. What do we reckon? I'm going to say 1250. And it's 2,850, so I was way, way off on there. But let's jump in and take a quick look at the body shop for the GTR. There it is. 5 pages to play around with. Lots of stuff on there. Lots of different spoilers. Still going with the spoilers, even though they're not quite labelled anymore. Then we remove the spoiler. Another spoiler. Oh, more spoilers. Then we got the side skirts. Obviously, we'll be going for them beautiful Liberty Walk ones. There's the BN Sport ones, V-Spec, different year models, and things like that. Obviously, we're Liberty Walk. Front bumper, we're obviously Liberty Walk, but you've got the safety car, the V-Spec, BN Sports, 2 of them. For some reason, I'm sure there is some difference between them, but I can't quite see what it is from here. A couple of different door options. I don't know which one we need, so we'll just put back on the one that came with it. Our fenders are obviously the Liberty Walk ones on there. Nice and simple. Quite a few hoods to play around with, so just whichever one you think looks nicest. It looks like no one specifically has to go with anything in specific, so you can just play around with that. Different headlight options. Probably going to go for some tinted ones. I quite like the 2017 facelift. Although we are building a 2016, I just quite like how they look. Couple of different mirror options. Rear light options. Again, I'm a big fan of the facelift 2017. So that'll probably be what will be going back in it. Obviously, the Liberty Walk rear bumper. Oh, there's 2. Oh, I don't know. We'll have to have a look and see what the difference is between the 2 Liberty Walk rear bumpers. Then we got more headlights, more tail lights, more mirrors, rear badges, one with the rear trunks, one with the badge removed, one with the Nissan badge on there, and a couple of different windshields, one with the racing banner, one with the headlights and the sirens on the top, and the racing banner for the safety car or the pace car, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to play around with that, see what we'd like to get this one beautifully back together. Obviously, most of it is going to be the Liberty Walk stuff, and then we'll head into the paint shop and put on that beautiful livery. Let's get this beautiful Nissan GTR all back together and into the paint shop, ready for a new lick of paint and that beautiful livery. Let's start with the hood. I went for the hood E on this one today. Just quite like all the little vents and details in it. Hopefully, it will still work with the livery. The front fenders are obviously the Liberty Walk fenders. In you go. And that front bumper is obviously the Liberty Walk bumper. Looking beautiful on there. Loving that. Headlights, I did go for the facelift 2017. So we do have a bit of a mixed model on this one here. Looking good. The windshield, we went for the windshield B, which is the Gran Turismo banner. The livery isn't the Gran Turismo livery. I just quite like the banner on it. For the doors, they are the pre-facelift 2012. They're the ones that came with it. I just put them back on because it made sense. In you go with the windows, which are just what they are, obviously. And then for the mirror, we kept it with the standard mirrors, looking quite good. Obviously, that Liberty Walk fender there. And if we go around to the other side, get all of this in as well. All up to the same place. And then we can carry on with that rear end at the back. On with the side skirt, looking good. Rear window, in you go. The trunk, we kept it as the debadged one, looking quite nice. And the spoiler, obviously, that big Liberty Walk wing at the back there. Absolutely massive. Rear bumper, if we put this one on, there was 2. Remember I said I wasn't sure what the difference is between the 2 of them. This one, the D, it gets the diffuser down the back here. The alternate one doesn't have the diffuser on it. So if you don't want the diffuser, go for the other Liberty Walk rear bumper. Then for the lights, rear lights, we went for the facelift 2017 again because they look damn cool. Liking that. Looking good. License plate, we went for our VM plate with the LBW GTR or Liberty Walk GTR. Looking very, very good. That should be everything for the bodywork. But let's get in and get this interior in. The rear bench is part of the frame. So let's just get the beautiful GTR seats in and the wonderful GTR steering wheel. We may add a little bit of colour to them a little bit later on. We shall see. Depends how the rest of this all turns out. Now, have we got everything? 100%, 100%, 100%. Fantastic. Let's get this beast into the paint shop. Before we jump in, I just thought I'd let you know, you probably can tell already, but I won't be doing any more build shorts. I'll just be sticking to shorts that are tips and tricks. Anyway, into the paint shop. Well, here she is then, looking stunning. The beautiful Nissan GTR in the Nismo livery. Absolutely fantastic. A little bit of Gran Turismo in there as well, just for some good measure. Loving the colour scheme in the black, red and white. Honestly, it's one of my favourite colour schemes. It's what you see on my licence plates and a lot of my other colour schemes as well. If we just open up the interior here, we've got some lovely bits of white added onto the seat there. Looking very good. And obviously we've got that bits of red stitching, which are fantastic. And then a mostly black seat. On the steering wheel, we also have black, red and white on there as well. Lots of red stitching dotted around this interior. Looking fantastic. Really love how this one is all tying together so far. But now we've got to get on and get that engine all painted and all the ancillary stuff going in the engine bay, along with all the suspension. Get this beautiful beast back on the lifter, then start getting this one all back together. So let's crack on. Let's get on with it. That's everything painted, ready to go back on the beautiful GTR. So let's get started. We've got some shiny metallic red shocks with white springs and metallic red caps on the top. Looking very nice on there, if I do say so. Let's get in underneath, though, and get started. Starting with the large intercooler in a very shiny metallic red at the front there. Then we got the front suspension cross member in a black. The sway bar is in the red and the steering rack's in a white. Nice pleasant combination going on there. The front knuckle is in a beautiful red, and then the bottom and upper suspension arms are both in a lovely solid white, just to keep that colour separation going. Really, really liking the look of this one at the moment. Let's get the rest of it in. Starting with that shock, though, looking beautiful in the red and white. Then we got the sway bar end link also in a red, matching in with the rest of the sway bar on there. Looking very good. Rubber bushings, one here and one just over there. Very, very nice. Then we got the inner tie rod in the red, the outer tie rod in a lovely little black, and then the front axle knuckle cover just in a cheeky white on there. The wheel hub itself in a black. We've got the bearing in, brake disc on. We've also got, no we haven't, I've got to do something else before we do that. So we'll go for the brake pad. Then we've got the transfer case, which we've done in a beautiful red on there. Then we've got the drive axle, which is in a black connecting on up. And then the brake caliper just in a lovely chromed red. Looking absolutely fantastic when you look at it all together. That is beautiful. Black, red and white. One of my favourite colour combinations of all time. Let's crack on with some more of it, though. I think we do have to start with this gearbox down the back, though, because it goes in with the rear cross member there. So let's then get you on. You are in the white, looking absolutely lovely with the sway bar in a black. Just putting all three colours in with the first three items. Then we've got the rear knuckle, which is in a black. Rubber bushings, one just down there. And then we've got three in the actual cross member for this side. One there, one just there, and then one down here, finishing it all off. Nicely done. Then we can get on all the suspension arms. They are in the beautiful metallic red. Let's just get all of these in. In you go there. I keep forgetting that they've all got bushings in. On you go. Then we got the upper one. In you go there. Also in the red, looking beautiful. And then the little side arm as well, just to finish it off. Looking very nice with the last rubber bushing. In you go. Then we've got the shock, which we've done at the back in a black, because I felt like there wasn't enough black round the back. The sway bar end link at the back's in a red as well, just to separate them up a little bit. Then we've got the spring cap in a black with the spring in the white, which spring isn't in a white. Sorry, spring is in a red. Thought I'd done it the white, same as the front, but we've done it alternating a little bit down the back here, just to change the colours up a little bit. Full black on there, just to add in a bit more of that black. Then the knuckle covers in a white with the rear wheel hub just in a black, looking pretty good. Bearing in you go, brake disc on you go, drive axle in the black, looking good. And then we've got the brake pad and that beautiful red brake caliper just going in there to finish it off. There we go. Looking very, oh, if I could bolt it up, looking very nice on there. Fuel tanks in a black with the fuel pump just in a white. And as we're here and we can put one of the drive shafts in, we might as well just get it in now, just in the cheeky little black. Connecting that rear end to the front end there. Absolutely fantastic. There is another drive shaft to go in a little bit later on, but we need to build the engine first. So let's crack on and get the rest of the suspension all finished. Come back for that beautiful engine bay before we go and build that stunning V6. Honestly, black, red, and white, you just can't go wrong with it. It looks fantastic no matter what you do, even when you have a little splosh of just the normal gloss red in there, along with all the metallic shininess of the rest of this red. It still looks fantastic. But let's move on. Let's get this engine bay all sorted, starting with the wishy-washy reservoir, the coolant reservoir, and the power steering reservoir just in there. Up here, we've got the brake servo. Then we've got a cheeky little stage 3 Type A ECU. Battery just up here. And then the ABS pumps in a metallic red with the module just in a gloss black on top of it. On you go, looking very good there. And if we nip round to the front, the radiator's in a black. Not like me, I know. Then we've got the fan housing kit in a black with a chrome red fan. Yes, you probably saw that part coming. But let's get on with these air filters, though. They are just blacked out. Oh, I missed it. I was meant to click on the filter itself there. So let's just get all of these in and then move on to the lovely little clips, which we have just done in a beautiful solid white. Just add a bit of definition to them. Not that you will see them, because they are just ever so slightly tucked away underneath one of the black plastic panels at the front here. We'll take a look at that in just a second. Once we've got all them clips on, there we go. Looking pretty good on there. That's all of the engine bay ready to go. So let's step away and take a quick look in there. As you can see, you can't really see the intakes at all. You can just see them poking out in the blackness, but you can't really see the clips from anywhere. Very, very much hidden away, but still looking good nonetheless. You can sort of just about see the red of that chrome fan in there on the odd occasion. But now, let's go and build that beautiful V6. Nothing on the stand. There will be in just a second. There she is. We've already got her started. I'm going to stick around this side mostly. The block is in black, with the heads in black as well. Now, I did try and keep some of the red in these, but you couldn't get them both the same. So we didn't go for it in the end. We just kept them all blacked out. Now, for the insides, you can see this one's already done and ready to go. What you do have in here is a rocker arm B and the camshaft B at the bottom. Then you've got a camshaft cap going over the top of it, which you can see we have finished in a beautiful solid white on there. Once that's in, you can get the rocker arm in, the other rocker arm. And then you've got camshaft caps going on the top. 4 of them in total, plus 3 spark plugs in total for each side as well. So I'll crack on, get the rest of them in, and then we'll move on. There we go. That's all matched up to the other side now. Looking good. Let's get started with the front. We've got timing cover D, which we've done in a beautiful, very vibrant metallic red on there. Looking fantastic. Water pump in you go. Looking good. We've got cam gears, should I say, on the ends just on here. 2 on each, so let's get them all in. Then you've also got a timing chain around those. In you go and in you go. Then a big old timing chain going around the outside of all of them. And then a lovely pair of shoes just to get them on. 1 at the top, 1 at the side there. Looking very nice. Then we can get the main cover on, which we have done in that solid white. This has got so many bolts. It's unbelievable. So let's just get all of these bolted up and move on to the next part. There we go. Then we've got the little timing covers at the top. We have done both of them in a beautiful metallic red on there. Looking very nice. Now we're going to use some television magic. We're going to get the rest of these bits all in. They are all blacked out. So let's just get on with it. There we go. Alternator, power steering pump, crankshaft pulley, and all the idler rollers all in. Let's get the belt in, which is also blacked out. And then the last sort of piece for the front is a blacked out belt tensioner in there as well. We do have the oil pan. That's in a lovely solid white, matching in with that front timing cover. Looking very good on there. And let's start getting a few of these other bits on. Oil filter in a red just down there. If we go at the top here, the fuel filter is also, in a lovely red just there. Then we've got the intake manifold also in that shiny, beautiful metallic red. Looking very, very good. On we go. Now, where are we going next? Let's get the engine head covers on. These are false chrome red because they are one of the plasticky pieces that really do not paint nicely at all. So we just went with a chrome red on there and then tried to sort of make these as shiny as we could to match it in. Not quite perfect, but still looking good nonetheless. On we go with the other side. All bolted up and ready to go. The ignition coils, as you saw I put on that side, they are just in a black. Just to sort of change it up a little bit. I would have loved to have done them in white, but they can't go white, which is a shame. But the fuel rails, they can go in a beautiful white on there. Looking very nice. Then we got the intake manifold at the top, also in a solid white, just filling in that top piece absolutely beautifully. Then we got the throttles on either side, both just in a black. In you go there. And let's nip around to the other side and get you in there. On you go. Very, very good. And we've just got a couple more pieces left to go on this beautiful engine. The engine cover, which we haven't painted at all. It already had black, although it's grey, and red in it. So we just left it as it was because I quite like the two-tone effect. I could have changed it all to black or all to red. It would have been slightly two-tone, or all to white, but I couldn't keep the two colours in it, which I think look absolutely fantastic. Very pleased with that. And let's finish this off, though, with these beautiful turbos in the full metallic red. Looking absolutely fantastic. Very, very pleased with that. I think it looks great. Let's get it all on, though. That's it for this beautiful engine. So let's get it off this beautiful engine stand and get it dropped into the lovely GTR and see how good it looks. Crane's already there. In you go. Let's get this one put away. That's looking good. A lot of white, but I'm liking it. Liking it at all. That's got plenty of white on there. You can see some of the black shirking through with a little bit of that red as well. Very, very nice. But let's get it up in the air because we've got the underside to finish off. There isn't too much to go in, but we do still have a few pieces. We just go in under here. The first piece is the flywheel cover. There we go, which is in just a solid white. Looking good on there. We've got a little starter just tucked in around the back in that metallic red. Then we've got the main drive shaft in you go, which we've kept in black, matching it in with the other drive shaft just underneath it. And then we can go on and get all of this exhaust in, looking good in that beautiful, beautiful red. What do you think of that red? I think it looks fantastic. And hopefully these exhausts are going to look beautiful sticking out the back. Just got to nip down the end to get these last two rear mufflers in. One just there, one just there. And then let's take a step away and see how good this looks. I'm going to crouch down. Going to walk out looking beautiful under there with all the red and white. Looking great. Very, very pleased with that. And the red tips sticking out the back look absolutely fantastic. There we have it. Mostly all done. Just got some windows to tint, liquids to top up, get them wheels done. Then we can get this beautiful GTR outside in the sun. Well, there she is, the beautiful Nissan GTR in the wonderful black, white and red Nismo livery. Looking fantastic. I'm incredibly pleased with this one. It looks great, especially if we open up that hood and see that engine in there. Lots of reds, lots of whites, and a few splashes of that black in there just to finish it off. It really is looking beautiful. Very, very pleased with that one. Love this colour scheme. Let's talk about these wheels. These are the Rim 1A. Some of my absolute favourite rims that we use quite often here on this channel. I love the two-tone and deep dish effect it gives you. I wish we had more deep dish and more two-tone rims to play around with. That would be awesome. Obviously, we got our red brake caliper shining through there as well. Really finishing that one off. The front rims, these are a 21-inch rim with 285 width, a 30 profile, and 50 ET to bring it out into that Liberty Walk wide body kit inside the arches. Are looking good. Down at the back, very similar 21-inch rim, still the same size rim, but with a 335 width, a 30 profile again, an ET of 70 to bring the rear wheel out fully into them arches. Looking absolutely incredible. Check out the interior. I love this interior. All the red stitching dotted around it. It's fantastic. And then with a bit of white on the seat and a little bit of white on that steering wheel as well. Absolutely love it. Looking beautiful in here as always. Good job by Lit. But let's get this one started up. See what that twin turbo V6 sounds like. Nice tick over there. I like the idle. That sounds really good there. Let's give it some gas. Oh, and that V6 has got a unique whine to it. Sounding very good. Obviously with them turbo whistles at the top end. Sounding incredible. But let's get this beast onto the dyno. See what its horsepower is today. And what its drag rating will be. On the dyno with the Liberty Walk Nissan GTR. 611 factory horsepower from that twin turbo V6. We've added all the performance parts today. How much have we managed to squeeze out of this beautiful GTR? 620 horsepower gained. Just over a whole new engine at 102%. Just how I like it. Should be pretty good on the drag strip. No, it shouldn't. Should be pretty good on the racetrack. Especially with it being all-wheel drive. Now up to 1,231 horsepower. This could only have been made better if it was 1,234 horsepower. But there we go. It's got a drag rating of A809. We're not using that today, though, because we are going to the racetrack. But let me know in the comments below if you do want to see this Nissan GTR hit up the drag strip. See how well it can do compared to the others. But not what we're doing today. Today is about the racetrack for the beautiful race car Nissan GTR. Let's have a look at the gearbox tuning setup. I've gone for a 3.01 ratio for this one. 85k in first gear, curving up nicely into 431 kilometers an hour. Up there in sixth gear. Pretty good. Obviously, the ECU fully tuned, and I do have a short. If you haven't seen it yet, go and check it out. The very easiest way to fully tune this ECU every time. No carburetors on this one, so we're not worried about that. Let's get over to the racetrack. Try and beat the time from Old Timer's beautiful Hinata Moon at a 1:26.537 for the flying lap, or a 1:31.421 for that glorious standing lap. Over to the racetrack. See what the Nissan can do. Here we are then on the racetrack with the beautiful Liberty Walk Nissan GTR trying to beat the Hinata Moon around this track from Old Timer. Managed to do its standing lap in 1:31.421 and its flying lap in 1:26.537. Can we beat it today with the GTR? It does have a little less power than the Hinata Moon, but hopefully should be good nonetheless. And just to let you know, I've put down the controller and I'm using the keyboard and mouse because it was just a little bit too squirmy with the analog sticks on my controller. So we're going with the keyboard. Let's give this a go. Let's go. Come on, Nissan, you can do it. Off the line. Let's get into turn number one. We're just going to come off the acceleration a little bit rather than slam on the brakes for that corner. And can we do this without lifting? No, I've definitely lifted there because I feel like we were going to go a little bit wide. But there we go. A little bit of brakes as we go into the final stretch and get over that line. Can we beat it? 1:33 something. I will check in a minute once I've got us around the first few corners just to make sure. Into the second corner. Back on the brakes. Now we are on the flying lap, so we kind of want to do the best that we can possibly do for this. Off the power a little bit on the exit, but full acceleration all the way through that corner. 1:33.726. Not beating the standard lap of the Hinata Moon, which is a shame. On the brakes, have I got enough? I don't think I have. Oh, whoa. Just about without tucking over that lip there. That was close. A little bit more braking for the second part of the corner. And let's get in and pull it down. I'm going to come off the acceleration and then power back down straight away through there. Liking that. As we go into the slightly banked, really big right-hand turn. Early braking. I want to get down to like 120, 110 for this corner, which I've definitely gone a little bit too wide on. But there we go. Powering off down the straight into the banked left-hand corner. Can we get this one better than we did last time? Slam on the brakes and let this corner pull us round with the help of this bank here. Starts to level out for the second half of the corner. We've done all right. I think we've done all right there. I'm quite happy with that. Into the sort of faster section, little wiggly S's. Slam on the brakes a little bit for the first corner. Slam on the brakes massively for the second corner. Then accelerate around it. A little bit of a sharp acceleration there, but there we go. Pulling around this corner. Final corner. Slow right down to get around it. And let's get this beautiful car across the finish line in a 1:32.997. Not bad from the beautiful Nissan GTR. Not great, I'll be honest. The standing and flying laps were very similar, and they definitely shouldn't have been, but there we go. 1:33.726 for the GTR standing lap, 1:32.977 for its flying lap. Forgot what I was trying to say. Not quite as good as a Hinata Moon, which was a 1:31.421 for the standing, and a 1:26.537 for the flying lap. But let's get the beautiful GTR back to the garage, see where it sits on the racetrack lap times board, and see if we can sell this beautiful car on for a little bit of profit. There we have it then. Second place on the racetrack lap times, speed track, racetrack, whatever you want to call it. We do need to come up with some better names for both of these though, so let me know if you've got any thoughts in the comments below what you think we should call these two. Pretty good. But yes, second place on the racetrack lap times board. Not too shabby. 1:33.726 for the standing lap. 1:32.977 for the flying. I wish there was more than a second difference, or less than a second difference between the standing and flying, as there kind of was with everything else. Even with the Mayan M3 VM track pack, there was more of a difference between them two. Not as much, but still a bit more different. So I feel like we could have done better. But yeah, I'm just not that good of a driver, if we're being honest. But I do enjoy doing it. It's still a lot of fun. If you guys want me to stop the racetrack, again, let me know in the comments below. But there we go, finishing in beautiful second. But let's get back outside, get ready to say goodbye to that beautiful Liberty Walk GTR. Well, there we go. All finished with the beautiful Liberty Walk Nissan GTR. Looking absolutely stunning. Did pretty good on the track. Not too shabby at all. Also, link in the description below if you want to grab this one for yourself. It's modded by Lit. This beautiful livery is by French Toast. He did have some help from other people. But go and check it out for yourself on the Steam Workshop. It is absolutely fantastic. Link in the description below to that. But yes, let's talk some facts and figures about this beautiful GTR. I really have loved this one today. We bought it for 105,540. And we could have sold it and made money right at the beginning. 8,742 we could have profited by if we'd have just sold it as it was at the beginning. We obviously didn't do that. We spent another 81,119 upgrading, modifying, painting and tuning this beautiful, beautiful car, putting our total spend at 186,659 from the beautiful Nissan GTR. We will be able to make some money. Let's get in. Let's take a look. Well, there it is, all 100% finished. As I said, we spent 186,859, including ramping up that V6 twin-turbo engine to 1,231 horsepower. But out of all that money, we'll be able to make it back with this, wow, with a sale price of 434,645. We can definitely make some money from the beautiful Nissan GTR. Definitely worth it. Take away 186,659. Leaves us with a profit of 247,986 from this beautiful Nissan. I wasn't quite expecting that much profit, but there we go. This is beautiful. We are going to sell it, though. It is time to say goodbye to this beautiful, beautiful car. Thank you, Lit, for the beautiful model. Let's get it sold. Off you go. Tasty profit there, taking us up to just under 84 million. Will we be able to make it to 100 million? Before a new game comes out? I don't know. I know nothing about a new game, just for the record. But I'm assuming there is something in the works. What year do you reckon it'll be? Have you got anything you'd like to see in it? Let me know in the comments below, because I'm always interested to hear. But what have we got coming up next? Well, it is competition time, so we do have my beautiful, beautiful version of the Honda S2000. It doesn't look like too much right now, but there is a lot going on this one. The body-wise is pretty standard. I haven't gone for a massive wide body kit or anything like that. You can see we've obviously got some neons dotted in a few places, just dotted around. We've obviously got white wheel halos in there as well, but it is looking pretty good. Very pleased with this one. Let's just talk quickly about it. This is obviously Payne's Honda S2000, the VM edition, because we just like to name them, do something a little bit different. It's going to be wild. I promise you, I really enjoy this one. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got ours from the auction house. It's not in bad condition. In fact, everything's pretty good. 30% for the body and interior. I can take that. Just over 50 for the parts and the frame. Always good to see that. The engine in this one is just the i4 double overcam AQC rear-wheel drive engine with 354 factory horsepower from this one. So it's got a little bit more power than the standard model, but hopefully with a little bit of fine-tuning and some tweaking, we could make this one absolutely incredible. Did we get a good deal? No. I bought it for 53,558 and can sell it for 42,647, losing 10,911 before we even begin, which is a bit bizarre, but there we go. 354 horsepower from this engine. Where do you want to see this one tested? Should we take up the last spot for the Racetrack lap times board, or should we just put it on the drag strip as normal? Because we're obviously not going to be taking this to the gravel track. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see it on the drag strip. Just write drag strip. If you want to see it on the racetrack, let me see a comment that says a Racetrack. This is what we are going to be working on Wednesday. So do make sure you join us back here on Wednesday for a new episode of Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 and us building this beautiful custom Honda S2000. What did you think of the beautiful Nissan GTR that we just built today? Do you want to see it again, maybe on the drag strip? Let me know in the comments below. Leave a cheeky little like if you enjoyed it. And if you fancy it, share this video with your friends, relatives, neighbours, whoever you fancy sharing it with. Just share it far and wide. Most importantly, though, click that subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed. Hope you have a fantastic day, whatever you get up to. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.